I want you to imagine a very specific scenario. The weekend is coming up. You and your friends decide to hit the nightclub. You get there, you have a nice time. Next thing you know, you wake up in your bed. How did you get there? What happened last night? You have absolutely no recollection. All you feel is a searing pain in your body. I know it sounds horrifying. Now, what if I told you that this is not some made-up scenario? It is happening to multiple women in Britain. More than a dozen cases have been reported. All of them follow the same pattern. They remember entering a nightclub, but nothing after that. The next day they wake up in bed with horrible body pain. What's happening here? Most of the victims think that they were spiked with a needle. Let me tell you how one of them described it. The next morning I felt my leg and examined it to a further extent. I touched the part where I was in most pain and I found a pinprick. I had been spiked. I have another account for you. This is what it says. The injection left me unable to walk without the help of someone else, and I could barely string a sentence together. Thankfully, I was not alone and had a friend with me. What do you make of this? What are the experts saying? Well, they are as confused as the victims. Some of them have dismissed the needle theory. Their argument is this: it's hard to plunge a needle into someone in a crowded club. For starters, they would feel pain, they would probably scream. Plus, the injection would have to be precise. Also, what drug would effectively wipe out your memory? Well, we can think of some. Doctors say ketamine or benzo are the likely candidates. But these drugs need large syringes, not the kind that you could sneak into a nightclub. So is this mass hysteria? Here's what one medical expert says, and I'll quote again: it's entirely possible that this is some stupid fad of sticking needles into people, but the association between sticking needles into people and people being intoxicated and collapsing seems far-fetched at the moment. Well, here's a theory. Maybe the two things are unrelated. Maybe they were dealing with two separate problems: drink spiking and the worrying needle business. We are going to let the police investigate that. Members of Parliament have raised this. The Nottinghamshire Police Department has recorded 44 cases of spiking since September. 44. 12 of them involve needles. The timing is also important. Remember, clubs in Britain have just started reopening after lockdowns. People have missed the nightlife. Reports like these could keep them away. In fact, it's already happening. Students from 30 British universities are boycotting nightclubs. What do they want? They want safety for women, as simple as that. We don't know if the victims were spiked with needles. We don't know how they got those pinpricks. But here's what we do know. Drink spiking is a major problem in nightclubs. In Britain, there have been more than 2,600 cases since 2015. And remember, these are the reported ones. One survey found that 16% of the women respondents had been spiked. Many of the incidents actually go unreported. And you can blame the cops for that. The police do not take drink spiking seriously. They often blame the victim for not being too careful or for drinking too much. But this is not casual fun. This is evil and abusive. In most cases, drink spiking leads to sexual assault. It's called date rape. So we need government help to tackle this problem. Like I said, members of parliament have raised this. The United Kingdom Home Secretary has called for a special report on the needle spikes. And that's a good start. But there's a long way to go. Nightclubs will need better security. You shouldn't be able to take a syringe inside a club, for starters. Police officers are going to need more training. Their in-your-face attitude is stopping victims from coming out. And until these changes happen, here's what you can do. Try to buy your own drinks. Don't accept drinks from strangers. Try not to leave your drink unattended. And if you feel extra tipsy or woozy, call a friend or your family.